This year's conference theme, you might have noticed, is applying geography everywhere. And these three words I'd like you to think about through the week. Applying geography, the science of our world, everywhere. Let's start with this. The world that you and I live in, as the little opening video suggested, is increasingly challenged. Population growth, pollution, overconsumption, unsustainable patterns, social conflict, climate change, loss of nature. These are not good stories. One asks the question of themselves from time to time, at least I do, is where's this going to go? Is this really sustainable? And clearly, in my view, it's not if we continue the patterns that we're on. Geography, the science that you, especially you on the planet, work with, is a kind of integrating science of our world. It actually brings together all the other sciences: hydrology, geology, climatology, sociology, anthropology. Kind of the ologies rest on the spatial dimension. And this framework provides rich content and also a kind of context for understanding everything. And understanding is the key. It's one of the keys that will help us address and take on the big challenges of our world today. I think that's probably why you are here, whether you knew it or not. It's clear to me that that is what this community is all about. GIS, in its digital manifestation of geography, goes beyond just the science. It provides us a framework and a process for applying geography. And whether you are conscious about it or not, it brings together observational science, measurement, and integrates it with modeling and prediction and analysis and interpretation so that we can understand things. This is its foundation. And that understanding can be integrated into designing and planning things and making decisions and ultimately action. This virtuous cycle is at the heart of what GIS is about. And whether you are conscious of it or not, this is what you're actually implementing in your various organizations, creating information-based understanding that leads to rational action. And for some of your organizations, it's becoming almost invisibly essential for how you do things, how you think and how you act. This GIS, your work, is also helping us be smarter. You are measuring everything, you're integrating things, you're seeing new insights, you're automating and visualizing, you're seeing the whole, thinking holistically, and increasingly operating in real time. For me, that's the meaning of this whole technicalization of the planet and smart thinking and smart action. It seems to me, considering this, that we are entering into a period of geographic enlightenment. And GIS is waking up the world to the power of this geography, this science of integration, and has the opportunity to, as the framework for creating a better future. So you might ask the question, what is geo-enlightenment, this new term? My definition of it I wrote out so I would not forget, is understanding the interconnectedness of things. Like us as a community, we're interconnected as individuals. We're interconnected with our planet. And the planet and its ecosystems are rich with these interconnections. What we do here affects there. So geo-enlightenment is about understanding this interconnectedness and also applying this knowledge everywhere, applying it to make the world a better place. Now, who's going to do this? My feeling is, my belief is, my conviction is this is all about what GIS professionals do. The power, you are the ones who are powering this geographic enlightenment, waking up the world. Whether you are learning and teaching, whether you're creating new solutions, whether you're showing others what's possible, your footprints today are what other people are picking up and expanding on. It's part of our job to apply, to do our work to do our work well, not just get through the day. And that's what, to me, excites me about you and your community, is that you are so committed. When I see the kind of hero stories, and we'll see some of them this afternoon, of working all night, of not just accepting it, but moving on and thinking and integrating and making sure your lives matter and your work matters. This is sort of the underpinning culture of what I call a GIS professional. The technology that we work with is also evolving. It's being influenced and integrating all kinds of new innovations. Faster computing, so-called big data, clouds, smart devices, distributed processing. And at the same time, we are measuring everything that moves and changes on the planet with drones and LiDAR and new measurement tools. These two forces coming together are providing a platform for a whole new generation of apps. The new pattern I like to call WebGIS, and I'll define that more in a moment. But that pattern provides us a whole new reach of our information, applications that are easy, that are 3D and analytic, not just casual things, but reach back into geographic knowledge and apply it. And this WebGIS pattern also is changing how we implement GIS. It's allowing us to implement it in a more configurable pattern rather than customize and write everything from scratch. We can take ready-to-use technology and apply it and begin working right away. This WebGIS, and this is an important slide, it's an important idea. This WebGIS is a kind of transformational architecture that I think helps us realize the very vision that I'm talking about. It's not a replacement technology. It's something that opens up our existing tools and our existing ways of doing things, integrates them, and simplifies everything. It allows us to take our systems of record, our traditional server technologies or desktop technologies, and integrate them in, bring them together into something I would describe as a system of systems. And also, at the same time, creates a system of engagement, meaning I'm connected through my devices and my apps. I'm operating in real time, I'm sharing, I have an identity, I have a role, I'm participating in a larger system. I'm also able to bring distributed systems together. It's a system of engagement, which is a concept I'll refer to a number of times today, and we'll see it after the break in a number of user demonstrations. We're moving to real-time GIS and connected GIS. WebGIS, this new pattern, empowers GIS professionals. It allows you to expand your impact across an organization by developing apps that not only serve you, but serve the knowledge workers and the executives and the casual workers, to engage citizens, to engage the whole new world of the open data community, and providing everybody with this sort of a geographic advantage notion that, in a way, you know, you're very privileged in the sense that you have access to this and you are the domain holders. What I really want you to do is think about how you can take that knowledge and getting it across to everybody else. That, to me, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be the big thing that changes everything. This WebGIS pattern is transforming organizations, and I see the beginnings of it. Last year on the stage we had the city of Minneapolis. Today we're going to see a number of these examples show up, where creating shared information and facilitating collaboration is literally changing the way organizations operate. Traditionally, the IT infrastructure was hierarchical. It was stovepiped. We had different departments that operated at the operational level, and then at the planning level, and then finally a few elite managers could make the decision. That's cool. it worked very well, and for some organizations that has to stay. But there's also something else going on, which is that we're able to, with this WebGIS pattern, open access so everybody in organizations can use. Certainly this is true in the Audubon Society, which we just heard about. Shared understanding around shared corporate asset of geographic knowledge. This is transformational to organizations. This WebGIS pattern is also creating connections across organizations. Like, let me share, the city of Los Angeles and the mayor had this very vision. He said, I don't want to just have open data. I want to have open services so that my startups in my town can take the government's data and integrate it right in to create new innovations. And I want to have my data in my town served right into schools so kids like some of the ones you'll see this afternoon can have access to the data that we're spending millions of dollars maintaining. And likewise, citizens and NGOs and utilities and even businesses, creating a new kind of community around the community of shared geographic knowledge. It's a big idea. And I'm sure many of you have actually had that idea. But with this new pattern, this sort of overlay on your existing systems, this pattern of systems of engagement, this can actually be accomplished. Waking up the world to the power of this WebGIS isn't going to just be a technical thing. It's going to require creating shared vision and empowering people with maps, again, like we'll see all day in demonstrations, and delivering engaging apps and creating a kind of culture of sharing and good people like yourselves and your colleagues, and creating the leadership, and that's going to be you guys, the creative people that bring this together. It's not just technology. Cool idea, isn't it? You're supposed to be applauding. Yes, yes! It's a good idea. All right.